Well, let's get back to that top story of ours. And Israel is reported to have carried out an airstrike against Iran. Iranian state media says 3 drones were destroyed by its air defense system over the province of Isfahan. Iran said nuclear sites in the province remain unharmed. But for more on this, let's cross over to SABC News international editor Sophie Mokoena to just get a little bit more on the story. Sophie, a concerning development in the Middle East, and certainly we are, following very, very closely these developments. But perhaps you've got a little bit more insight into, what destruction is actually being caused by this.
We are told that Iran was able to intercept 99% of the drones. You know that Israel had indicated that they will retaliate after Iran attacked Israel, and Israel was also able to intercept 90% of those drones and missiles using their defense system with the help of the Americans, the United Kingdom, and also Jordan. And now it is part of what Israel had announced that it will do, indicating that they will not wait for Iran to completely attack them, particularly targeting those nuclear sites in Israel. And now, as you heard earlier on, Iran has been able to protect their nuclear sites. We know that they have embarked on the nuclear capability or program, and something that was a concern from different countries, including the IAE, the organization that deals with nuclear capabilities on behalf of the United Nations. And now we are told that it looks like Iran is intending to retaliate again. You recall they had announced that should Israel hit back, they will double the attack in terms of ensuring that they get to the target. The United States and other countries, the allies of Israel, had tried to persuade Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to retaliate, but he was clear that there is no way he cannot do that, because in the eyes of the world, people will think that Israel is weak. So we are at this moment waiting to see the action from Iran, and we know that there are now sirens in Israel asking people to go under the bunkers or safe place, because they anticipate that Iran will retaliate. Because even yesterday at the UN, the Foreign Affairs Minister of Iran made it clear that they are going to retaliate, but we'll get information later when you speak to our correspondent, Sarah Coates, in Tel Aviv very soon. We'll also try and get the reaction from South Africa when Minister of International Relations, Dr. Naledi Pandor, is hosting her Egyptian counterpart today at lunchtime. Egypt, very important because, they are neighbors of Palestine, and we know that this started after those attacks in Palestine, where the neighboring countries who are sympathetic to Palestine also weighed in. And we will hear what Egypt is going to say, particularly because Egypt is playing a strategic position in terms of ensuring that you receive those aid in Palestine, including Gaza, but also they are part of the facilitation team between Hamas and Israel.
Yeah, certainly, as you mentioned, looking forward to talking to Sarah Coates, who is in Israel. But just very quickly in terms of the US, because this is also a massive role player. We've heard a lot of the Western nations speaking to Israel and saying, do not retaliate. In fact, the US, after the attack on Israel by Iran over the weekend, the US said, accept the victory, forget about it, leave it, don't retaliate. And yet we're getting these reports of this retaliation, even though at this point Iran is downplaying this. But where do you think they're going to stand on this whole issue?
Well, clearly behind the scenes, it's a different story. We heard that President Joe Biden or America was negotiating with Iran that there must be a symbolic attack by Israel so that it can show the balance in terms of this war. Now, We don't know how far true are those reports. And you can see these things are measured because even in the case of Iran, when Iran attacked, clearly they went for military sites. They didn't attack the residential sites deliberately with the aim of really killing innocent people. So we expect that Israel in retaliation will be doing the same, targeting specific military areas, a symbol that they have capability also. And therefore, that's the first thing about this thing of war and military business and capability, because these issues, they are also being discussed behind the scenes. How are we going to do it? You warn people on time so that they can prepare, they can intercept. But in the psyche of the nations that are affected and ordinary people around the world, it's quite scary.
It certainly is, Sophie. Let's park that there.